This green smoothie is something I drink every day. It's veggie packed yet delicious without being too sweet. It's easy to make, but the flavors are dynamic enough that I never get tired of it. And with the fiber and healthy fats in this thing, it knocks out my appetite. I mean, it's kind of the perfect smoothie if I do say so myself. So I'm gonna show you how I make it and my production system for easily preparing them ahead of time so I can keep consistent and have one at the ready every single day. I have a productive way to make these, and then getting to drink one of my meals and have such easy nutrition helps me to be productive the rest of the time as well. Hey, it's your girl Asante, helping you move consciously and creatively through life, so let's go. As far as ingredients, I'm keeping it simple, just fruits and vegetables, all things you can find in most major grocery stores, and I like that it's entirely plant-based. The main green in my green smoothie is spinach. I like that along with being a nutrient-rich leafy green, spinach has a mild taste. I think things other people use like romaine or kale have a super strong taste, and I'm not trying to drink a salad, like too much. And I don't want to mask the taste by laying on a bunch of fruit because I'm not trying to have something that will super spike my blood sugar. So with spinach, it's mild enough that I don't have to do that much to mask the taste. I use about 1 cup fresh spinach or 3/4 cup frozen. I use 1 apple. This really provides body and helps make the smoothie nice and thick, like I like it. It winds up being a little like the consistency of applesauce. 1/4 of a cucumber gives a really fresh taste and adds liquid. 1 stick of celery adds fiber and also thickens up the smoothie. Just thicken it up. I should stop. It's just a fun word to say. I throw in 1/2 cup of broccoli for added nutrients. A few chunks of mango makes it fruity and sweet enough without being too sweet. You don't need much. 1/2 inch of ginger root, about a teaspoon. 1/4 of an avocado. This provides healthy fat, helps the smoothie to be filling, and gets it creamy without needing any milk. Juice from 1/2 lemon helps to cut the veggie taste. You do not want to forget the lemon, but it doesn't add too much sweetness, which is nice. 1 heaping tablespoon of parsley. This brightens the flavor and makes the smoothie taste much more dynamic. And 1 heaping tablespoon of watercress. This adds a zesty, almost spicy flavor. Like it's a little je ne sais quoi, like, That's the watercress. This is the only ingredient that can be a little trickier to find depending on where you shop, but it's still fairly common in major grocery stores. I use 3/4 cup of water to finish it off. You could use a little more if you wanted to thin out the smoothie, but I like it thick. Okay, that's the last time, I promise. And those are the ingredients. Blend it. I'm using a Vitamix blender. I've been using this for 3 or 4 years now, and it is a powerhouse. You'll notice there's no protein-specific ingredient in this smoothie. I've found that my body doesn't like plant-based protein powder, and there are plenty of other delicious ways to get your protein throughout the day, but veggies are tastiest and most convenient in smoothie form, so I'm focusing on getting in my fiber and my healthy fats. I use this same recipe for every day. It's just that good, and the flavors are layered enough that I don't get tired of it. This has been something that I've been working on over the past couple of years of playing with my diet and trying to find foods that satisfy my nutritional needs while being foods that I love enough to keep eating them over and over again, so I just don't have to think about it and I can use my decision-making energy on other tasks. It helps me to be more productive overall. And you all know I love being organized and intentional and having my systems in place, so this is my system for making sure that I have one of these ready every day. First, I try to do all of my meal prep in advance. I don't really like having to cook in the middle of the day because I get really focused on my work, and by the time I step away from work, I'm ready to eat, you know, like get out of my way because I'm eating whatever's in front of me. So I keep the smoothies stored in jars in my fridge, ready to grab. The main thing is that I make these suckers in bulk, and I mean in bulk, like basically for the entire month at one time. I buy many of the ingredients in bulk from Costco. Picking out 30 apples at the grocery store got pretty tedious. I used to basically go in there and clear out their apple section, like, hi, I'll be taking all of the galas, thank you. So if you happen to have access to a place that sells in bulk, that can be helpful for this method. I also buy several ingredients frozen. Not only does that allow the smoothie to be nice and cold without needing ice, it also saves space because veggies are more condensed when they're frozen, and it's super easy to pour out the right amount. So I use frozen spinach, broccoli, mango, and let me put you onto this, Frozen ginger. Using frozen ginger is absolutely the move. I was so excited when I discovered this was a thing because I used to take maybe 10 minutes just peeling the ginger. So this saves so much time, you just pop these things on out. Now this I did have to hunt for, but I found it at Whole Foods and I just pick up several packs at a time. When it comes to put together the ingredients, I use a plate system. So I make 4 plates at a time. If I'm ambitious, I make 8 plates at a time, and each plate makes 2 smoothies. This way I'm prepping just over a week's worth at a time, and I'm using a round number of all of my ingredients. I don't need half a cucumber or a quarter of an avocado lying around. Isn't that the worst when you have just a fraction of an avocado just sadly, slowly browning in your fridge? Like, things we don't need. I have a specific order in which I cut things so that the first things that I cut are less sensitive to oxygenation and don't turn brown while I'm cutting all the rest. First is the parsley and watercress, then comes the celery and cucumber, then come the apples, then the avocado, and after that, they're ready to blend or bag. I use plastic gallon bags. Freezer bags are the best. I know plastic is not the best for the planet, I know, but listen, I tried using the silicone bags, okay? I tried it. This is the size bag I need to contain all of my ingredients, and these bags are not that flexible. With plastic bags, I can squish these into the freezer as necessary. I can stack them on top of each other, no problem. There is no way I could fit 14 of these bags in my freezer, and that's about how much I have when I'm prepping for an entire month at once. Also, buying 14 of these bags would be like hundreds of dollars. Like, I got avocado money, but I ain't got it like that. And these bags can get brittle in the freezer and tear when you try to open them. So I just want to let y'all know that I tried, okay? I was thorough. We want to be environmentally conscious on this channel for sure. I tried it. But I do wash and reuse these bags. As you can probably tell from the quality of this one, I use them until they basically start to fall apart. So that's my middle ground. So I bag things up, freeze them, and when it's time to blend, I take them out to thaw so they blend easier, pour the bag in, and just add the lemon and the water. I pour the water into the measuring cup, I pour the measuring cup into the bag to get anything out that's sticking, and then I pour the bag juice into the blender. Bag juice. Sounds weird when I say it like that. But look, I'm trying to get all this green goodness out of the bag. I'm not trying to waste no smoothie ingredients. Look, I usually blend 2 bags at a time, which makes 4 smoothies. I leave one out and I freeze the rest. I use mason jars to store and drink the blended smoothies. And at first I had the problem of mason jars cracking in the freezer, even if I left a good amount of space at the top, but that only happened after about a day of them being in the freezer. I found that freezing them for 4 hours is the sweet spot, where it's frozen enough so that it keeps well in the fridge as it slowly thaws, but not so frozen that the glass shatters. As far as the time needed, making 8 plates takes me about an hour and a half, including cleanup. Sometimes I'll do 8 plates on one weekend and 8 plates the next weekend, but if I have 3 hours, I can knock it all out at once. You're not gonna find anything in a store or a cafe that's comparable to this smoothie in volume or robustness, like smoothie to water ratio, and the cost per smoothie for all the ingredients is just over $3, so I find it's very worth it to make it myself. So that's my daily green smoothie recipe and production system. If you try this smoothie yourself, let me know what you think in the comments. And thank you to my supporters on Patreon who are helping me to make this channel more sustainable. As always, remember to live spiritedly and think creatively, and I will see you next time. Cheers!